been away have been treating you well. I'm feeling a little under the weather, but I'm battling through as we have to go live. It's been too many days not being live with you guys across TikTok, Instagram Live, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. So we are live today. Make sure you follow, make sure you subscribe. That way you never miss a time when we go live, because we've had a bit of an erratic schedule over the last few weeks. We'll normalize that in the weeks to come. Great to have you guys with us. Hope you guys are doing well. This is how we're going to go about things today. Games don't start until 2:10 in the baseball world, so we've got plenty of time to do research, talk sports, talk about what's going on that pertains to the games today, as well as across the sports world at large. If you guys want to talk about NBA draft, happy to do that. You want to talk NHL draft, we can do that. If you want to talk about fantasy football, all about it. And of course, if you guys want to talk about the bets for today's action, make sure that you guys throw your questions, your comments in the chat, because that's what we're going to be focusing on a majority of our time. Again, if you guys have a question, that's why we're here, to do research, to give you guys maybe a bit more certainty, maybe talk you out of something, just give you greater understanding about what you're putting your money behind. For those new to Butt Fumble Sports, we're not a sports book. We're not endorsed by any sports book. We're really a research-based company. Yes, we love to rant about what's going on in the sports world, but when we do our sports betting research, it's just that. It's research. It's about data. I will put out picks based on what the research tells me. I am not a sports betting expert. I don't work for a sports book. We hit at about a 65 to 67% rate on our individual bets. If you include round robins and parlays, we hit at about a 55, 56% rate. That's how we do it. We do it based on the numbers, the trends, the stats, the matchups, the officiating, the weather, whatever information we can get our hands on. That's how we go about coming up with our picks every single day. If you love the content, if you love the conversation, make sure you follow, make sure you subscribe, and that's how you know you're with us every time we go live. Again, I'll give out picks throughout the show based on the research that we're doing. So hopefully you guys are following along, asking some good questions, and getting into some research. If you guys have a question, now's the time. The honor of the first question is officially out there, so whoever wants has a question based on the action today, let us know, because that's what we're going to help you guys out with today. Kyle Klein, great to have you. Dante, happy Saturday. Diego, great to see you. Cincinnati, everything, of course, is asking about the Reds. Let's go there. Reds, Cardinals, first pitch at 2:15 this afternoon. Carson Spires on the mound for the Reds. Sonny Gray on the mound for the Cardinals. Let's go to work, everybody. We're going to start by doing some research. Oh, but before we do that, as always, we got to look at the market for this game. Right now, interesting, we have some discrepancy between the public tickets bet on the game and the money that's come down on the game. 89% of the tickets are on the Cardinals to win. 39% of the money is on the Reds to win. So money outpacing the tickets a little bit. Keep your eye on the Reds. Clearly the market likes the value behind the Reds, and money's coming down reflecting that. Additionally, 91% of the tickets are on the Cardinals at -1.5, but 33% of the money is on Reds plus 1.5. Again, market's telling us there's some value on the Cincinnati Reds. Let's go into our research, just being aware of that. We already know that Sonny Gray is probably going to get the nod as the superior pitcher, but let's dive into some of the trends and see if we can snuff out some of the reasons why the Reds are getting some love today. First things first, let's take a look at the Reds when they are coming off a loss in the previous game, and then they're an away dog. The scenario that they have today, they're 7-10 straight up, so a losing record, but the Reds are 12-5 when they lost the previous game, and then they're a road dog, 12-5 on the run line. When that loss was an away loss, as it was yesterday, Reds are 4-9 under that scenario, so not very good on the money line, but again, 8-5 on the run line. So not only do they have a winning record on the run line in this scenario, 8-5. Now, they have lost 4 of their last 5 games under this scenario. The under has hit 4 of those 5 times, and the only time it missed was a push. So maybe you want to keep your eye on the under. The total for this game right now is set at 8, where I'm seeing it on Killer Sports. It's at 7.5 on other places. Don't take it there. But under 8.5 might be a strong play. Really quick, I'm just kind of curious at how Sonny Gray has been doing over the last few weeks. Sonny Gray and the Cardinals have won his last 3 straight starts. Cardinals are 10-4 when Sonny Gray is on the mound, 7-7 on the run line. So again, kind of validates the idea of Cardinals on the money line, Reds plus 1.5. There's a bit of value there. When Sonny Gray pitches at home as a favorite so far this year, 5-2 straight up, 4-3 on the run line, and again, the under is hit. Under is 5-2. Average total runs in those games, 7.5. Average total, rather, is 7.5. And if I look at averages of actual runs, it's actually sub 6. So I'm really liking the under in this game right now. It's actually the first thing I'm going to put up on the board. Reds, Cardinals, I take the under 8.5. Quickly jumping back to the market really quick. The under's getting more love here. Money for the under, a little bit better. 32% of the tickets are on the under, 36% of the money. Like that the market's going in that direction. It's at under 8.5 right now. This opened at 8.5, came down to 8, back to 8.5. It's kind of bouncing between those two. I like the under 8.5. I'll definitely take that. And if I want a parlay play, under 9.5. So under 8.5 is the straight up play. Under 9.5 is going to be the parlay play. That's how we're going to open up the show in terms of a pick. But we're not done looking at this game in terms of a side. Let's jump on over and let's see how Carson Spears has done when he's been on the mound so far this year for the Cincinnati Reds. Spires making just his 3rd start, 1-1 so far. Previous 2 starts both came against the Pirates. He split both of those. Not going to take too much from his data. Let's flip it around now, and let's take a look at it from a Cardinals standpoint, 2024. And the Cardinals are coming off a home win. Cardinals, after a home win, and then they're a home favorite in the following game. Cardinals under that scenario, 4-5 straight up, 2-7 on the run line. Over has been much better under that scenario at 7-2. So something that breaks our play. Still like the under, not going to get spooked by that. But I am curious about one thing that I kind of want to just jump to. Over the course of this season, how have these teams done in day games? This is a day game, obviously. Cardinals in day games, losing records 16-18. The under has performed well. Under's been 22-11-1. When the Cardinals play a day game at home, 9-9 straight up, 10-8 on the run line. Over slightly better, 9-8-1. So the under's really been a good play when they've been on the road. How about the Reds? Really quickly, let's take a look at how the Reds have done in day games so far this year. Reds in day games on the road, the scenario they have today. 7-9 straight up. Here's great news. This is one of the reasons why the market's favoring the Reds the way it is. The Cincinnati Reds, when they play a day game on the road, are 13-3 on the run line. That's 13-3 on the run line. Under has outperformed the over at 9-6-1. When the Reds are an away underdog in a day game, 10-3 on the run line, 4-9 straight up. If I had to go in any direction on this one, I'm going to split the difference. I'm going to take the Cardinals on the money line. I do like Sonny Gray on the mound there, but I'll take the Reds plus 1.5. I think this is going to be a one-run difference. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. That's how we're going to play out this one. One thing I do want to kind of jump to really quick is looking at the weather report for this one. That weather report, likelihood of home runs up 11%, likelihood of overall runs only up 4%. So again, the under 8.5, strong play. I like the Cardinals on the money line. I like the Reds plus 1.5. That's our first play of the day, our first few picks of the day. If you guys have a question, make sure you write them in the comment section. We're here for you guys. And if you're watching on TikTok Live or on Instagram Live and you want to see the entire show, all the research, all the picks right in front of you, jump on over to YouTube. YouTube allows you to see everything that we're going to do, from the marketplace research to looking at the trends and the data to being able to see the big board with all the picks. So jump on over to YouTube if you're looking for that. Let's go to the first game of the day, everybody. Rockies, White Sox, first game of the day. This one starts at 2:10, so plenty of time for those that are looking at this game to get the bet in. Again, forgive me, battling a bit of a cold, so if I sound a little off or at times I need a Kleenex, please forgive me. Rockies and White Sox. Market really likes the Rockies in today's game. 74% of the tickets are on the White Sox, but 52% of the money is on the Rockies to win. That's Rockies to win. As for the run line, Rockies plus 1.5 is getting 40% of the tickets, 46% of the money. The under is getting a bit more love when it comes to the money as well. 96% of the tickets are on the over, but only 78% of the money. So keep your eye on Rockies and the under, just based on how the market is kind of valuing out this game. Let's quickly jump and look at how have the Rockies done on the road as an underdog in day games. 2-14 straight up. You heard that correct. 2-14 straight up for the Rockies day game on the road as an underdog. They're 5-11 on the run line. Under has performed well at 9-7. Really quick, when they're coming off an away loss, then they play a day game, 1-8 straight up, 2-7 on the run line. These are just god-awful numbers. Can we get any help from the White Sox side of things? White Sox at home in a day game, 5-15 straight up, 8-12 on the run line. Again, under has good value here. Under is 13-5-2 when the White Sox play a day game at home. When they've been a home favorite in a day game, it's only happened once against the Nationals earlier this year. White Sox got the win in that one. That's actually something I'm curious about. When the White Sox have been a home favorite, White Sox are 4-0 straight up this year when they're a home favorite. In fact, White Sox are 4-0 on the run line as a home favorite this year. When the White Sox are a favorite regardless of location, home or away, it's only happened 4 times. All those times have been at home. They are 4-0 under that scenario. Kind of interesting that they are undefeated as a home favorite so far this season. Let's jump back to the Rockies for a moment. Rockies are coming off an away loss. When they're coming off an away loss and then they're an away dog the next game, 5-18 straight up, 10-13 on the run line, under just slightly better at 12-11. When it's series game number 2, 2-6 straight up, 2-6 on the run line. Right now, I know the market's favoring the Rockies. I'm leaning towards the White Sox as of right now to get this win. Let's take a look at Cal Quantrill. Cal Quantrill is on the mound for the Rockies today. So far in his starts this year, Rockies are 8-8 straight up, 11-5 on the run line. So actually, they've been a very good run line team with Quantrill on the mound. How about on the road? How has it been? When Cal Quantrill pitches on the road, Rockies are 4-5 straight up, but they are 7-2 on the run line. So we're starting to get a sense of where we're coming down on this one. I do like the under. It's kind of similar to our first game that we looked at. I like the under. I like the home team to win. I like the road team to cover. That's kind of where I'm coming down right now. Again, it's the starting pitching matchup that allows me to feel like the Rockies may be able to cover the plus 1.5. How about looking at the starting pitcher for the Chicago White Sox, Jonathan Cannon? They're 2-4 in his starts, 3-3 on the run line. Under's been better at 4-2. When Cannon has pitched at home, has a winning record, 2-1 straight up, 2-1 on the run line. I'll take the White Sox on the money line. I'll take the Rockies plus 1.5, and I'll go back to the under. Rockies, White Sox, and I'll take the under. Right now, the total is set at 8.5. I don't like that. Wish I could have it just a little bit lower. So I'm going to buy that one down. I can get this right now at under 10.5 and feel pretty good about it. That's where I'm going to take it. So I would take White Sox on the money line, Rockies plus 1.5, Rockies, White Sox under 10.5. Second breakfast, my picks are already up on the SHARPZ app. So if any of you guys want to see all the bets that I've already made for today, either DM me on Instagram or you can jump on over to the SHARPZ app if you've already done that. You can check out my picks. They should be posted already. If not, I do it right after the game. Or right after the show, rather. Again, if you guys want to see every bet that I make every day for free, they're never behind a paywall, they're never hidden, never charged for them, they're always accessible. Just DM me on Instagram. Butt Fumble Sports is my handle on Instagram. Butt Fumble Sports, just DM me over on Instagram. I'll give you guys access to every pick that I make every day for free. You guys work hard for your money. You shouldn't be paying me for my picks. I do this research for free every day. My general attitude is just give it away for free. So if you guys want those picks, just DM me on Instagram. They're free every day. User 26, we did take the White Sox on the money line. We have the Rockies to cover. Really, it's about the starting pitching matchup. I like Quantrill to keep them in the game, keep it a one-run difference. I kind of get what you're saying, which is, do I really like the Rockies plus 1.5? I don't, but I can't get them at a plus 2.5 today, given that it's minus 210. So I do like Rockies to cover the plus 1.5, but in a tight one. Appreciate you guys being with us. Next question that we're getting is from Paul. Paul is asking about Yankees, Blue Jays. Yankees finally snapped that ugly losing streak. Yankees are performing very poorly. If you guys do follow me on Instagram, you'll know I posted a tweet I saw that showed over the last two, now including this year, 3 seasons, the Yankees have gotten off to very hot starts in April, May, and in June, but then things have turned south. Yankees have really struggled over the last 3 seasons. Once they hit about mid-June, they go on a terrible losing streak, and that's where they slide back. So keep your eye on the Yankees. Is this team different from the past, or are they going to kind of follow the trend that we've seen over the last few years? The Yankees are coming off a win on the road yesterday. When they're an away favorite after an away win, Yankees so far this year under that scenario, as killersports.com continues to load, Yankees under that scenario are 9-6 straight up, 9-6 on the run line, 10-5 favoring the over. One kind of thing I'm curious about, when the Yankees have scored, let's say, more than 8 runs, and they're after an away win as an away favorite, when they scored 8 runs in the previous game, how have they done under the scenario that they have today? Three and one straight up, 3-1 on the run line. Only loss they had actually was with Nestor Cortez on the mound. That was a 3-4 loss to the Royals. But other than that, they've actually been very good, coming off big offensive performances on the road and then being a road favorite in the next game. Let's take a look at Nestor Cortez really quick. So far this year, when Nestor Cortez has been on the mound for the Yankees, they have been... Killersports.com is just a bit slow right now, so it's not keeping pace with the way I'd like to do the show. Nestor Cortez, the Yankees are 7-10 in his starts this year. That's both straight up and on the run line. Not as good as you may think. Under's been 10-6-1. When Cortez has pitched as an away favorite so far this season, Yankees are 1-6. Listen to this. When Nestor Cortez has pitched on the road and the Yankees have been a favorite, the Yankees are 1-6. Straight up, 1-6 on the run line. The under is outperformed at 4-3. But if Nestor Cortez, he is very much a home pitcher this season. 1-6 straight up, 1-6 on the run line. Yikes. Not what you want to see from the Yankees starting pitcher for today's action. How about when Nestor Cortez is coming off an away win for the Yankees? Just curious about this. When Cortez has taken the mound after the Yankees record a road win in the previous game. Man, killersports.com, you were running so well. You were doing so well. Sometimes it's a slow website. It happens. We do use killersports.com to do our research. So, okay, Yankees are 2-4 straight up, 2-4 on the run line when Nestor Cortez pitches his start follows an away win. So just kind of interested by that. And by the way, one of those 2 wins that Cortez had, that 2-4 record, one of those wins came at home. So he's actually just 1-3 straight up, 1-3 on the run line after an away win when he then pitches on the road. Definitely has my attention. Let's go to Chris Bassett. Chris Bassett on the mound for the Blue Jays. What can we make of him on the mound? Does that mean we can feel pretty good about the Blue Jays covering today? Right now, Blue Jays plus 1.5 has my attention. Here's the problem. Chris Bassett, Blue Jays are 6-10 in his start so far this year, 8-8 on the run line. Blue Jays have lost 4 straight starts with Bassett on the mound. One thing to note, though, they've all been 1-run differences. In fact, Bassett has pitched 5 straight games where the final score was a 1-run difference. When Chris Bassett pitches as an underdog so far this year, heavy suspense as killersports.com loads. When Chris Bassett pitches as an underdog so far this year. I hate when this website's slow. Wow. Okay. Here we've got a great trend for you. So when the Blue Jays have Chris Bassett on the mound and they are an underdog, regardless of location, the Blue Jays are 1-7 straight up. They're 4-4 on the run line, but 1-7 straight up. Personally, I think that's where I'm going to come down for this game. I'm going to continue to do kind of the same thing I've been doing. Yankees on the money line, Blue Jays plus 1.5. I know that's me splitting the difference. You guys can decide which one you want to go with. But I think we have a number of games, especially early. These are the first 3 games of the day. I think all of them are going to be 1-run differences. I think they're going to be close based on the trends, based on the data, based on the pitching matchups. So that's what I'm saying. First 3 games of the day, those start at 2:10, 2:15, and at 3:07. Here's a recap of the picks we have so far. We have Reds and Cardinals under 8.5. Reds and Cardinals under 8.5. We have Cardinals on the money line. Cardinals on the money line. We have the Reds plus 1.5. We have the White Sox on the money line. We have the Rockies plus 1.5. And we have Rockies and White Sox under 10.5. That's under 10.5. For that Yankees and Blue Jays game, we're taking the Yankees on the money line, but we're going Blue Jays plus 1.5. So splitting the difference on that one as well. By the way, the market for that Yankees-Blue Jays game favoring the Yankees on the money line, 79% of the tickets, 94% of the money. The under is actually getting a lot of love from the money. Right now, the under is getting 46% of the money, only 10% of the tickets. Take a look at the under, everybody. Maybe you want to play the under 9.5. I'd be willing to do that. Under 9.5. Keep your eye on that one as well. Someone was asking about, do I think if there's going to be a run in Reds and Cardinals? Johnington, I think no run in the first inning. Reds, Cardinals, no run in the first inning. So I think you're making the right play. NRFI, no run in the first inning, is what I would go with for that. User 2651, you're asking about Brewers, Padres, and Orioles. Okay, first things first. I might lean just slightly towards the Red Sox today. I could see the Padres maybe covering, but the Red Sox have been a very good team on Saturdays. They have Tanner Houck on the mound. I think I like the Red Sox just a little bit more, but it's a very close game. As for that Orioles game, that one's a tight one for me as well. I think the Orioles do win, but I think that's a closer game than people would expect. So there might be a little bit of value actually on the Rangers to cover, but I will take the Orioles on the money line, so not going to fight you on that. And you asked about the Brewers as well. Brewers, Cubs, personally, again, I think you're in a coin flip situation. If you told me you were taking Brewers, Padres, and Orioles all at plus 1.5, I'd get it. I actually don't love those picks in terms of, I don't feel like I have a high confidence level on any of them. I probably like the Red Sox the most, which means I like the Padres the least. I guess in that group, I like the Orioles the most to win. I could see the Brewers winning. They have decent numbers against Justin Steele, but a bit of a coin flip on all of those. I don't love the picks. John asking about the Tigers on the money line. Personally, John, I think it's a coin flip of a game. I actually think the Angels to cover might be the better play, but very, very close. I think this is a tight day, by the way. I think there are a number of games that are going to be one-run differences. I think it's a very, very tight day. So one of the reasons why, not crazy about some of the action that's out there. One game I am talking about early, Pirates, Braves. This one's got Paul Skeens on the mound. Let's talk about him. Paul Skeens, when he has pitched on the road so far this year, when Paul Skeens has pitched on the road so far this year, man, too bad. When killersports.com gets slow, just beats down some of the momentum we have around the show. Personally, Jorge, I do like the under. I would take it at under 8.5, but I lean slightly towards the under, even though Paul Skeens has had a lot of overs in his starts, which I'd love to show you if killersports.com were working. If you guys want to see every bet that I make every day for free, just DM me on Instagram. Butt Fumble Sports, DM me on Instagram. That way you can get access to every bet that I make every single day. So make sure you guys are DMing me, Butt Fumble Sports. I did my research earlier today, so that's one of the reasons I'm able to jump through some of this early. All my picks are actually already in on SHARPZ. By the way, we're having a bit of a tech issue, so we're going to probably stop down. Given that I already have a cold, we'll probably stop the show a little bit early. I'm going to go put up picks right now. Here, let's do some work really quick. I'll give out some of the picks that I like. So I do like the Pirates plus 1.5. Pirates plus 1.5. I do like that one. Next pick that I really like, I mentioned it earlier. I'm taking Red Sox on the money line, everybody. Red Sox on the money line. I'd also take Rafael Devers over half a hit. If you can get it, Rafael Devers over half a hit or over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. I think that's a very good play. I'd also take Christian Yelich. He has good numbers against Justin Steele, over half a hit. Christian Yelich over half a hit. Personally, I like the Brewers plus 1.5. I think the Cubs might win. I think I have higher confidence level on the Brewers covering, so I take Brewers plus 1.5. Astros, Mets. I'm taking the Mets to cover. Mets plus 1.5 right now. I'm riding that Grimace train. And another player that I absolutely love today, J.D. Martinez. J.D. Martinez is raking against left-handed pitching this year. Hits Framber Valdez very well. So 3 hitters I love that I'm putting up on the board. Rafi Devers, Christian Yelich, J.D. Martinez. I'm playing them over half a hit and over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. A couple of players that I really like. Another game that I'm very into, I'm taking the Phillies on the money line. No surprise here. Phillies on the money line. Any other games that we're interested in? Oh, here's one. Tyler Glasnow. I'm going 2 ways on this. I got the Dodgers winning. I got the Giants covering. Dodgers win, Giants cover. I think it's going to be a surprisingly close game. Anything else I like? I personally like the Mariners, and the fact I'm getting the Mariners at plus 1.5, that's one I'm really into. Mariners plus 1.5, feel good about that. Another pick that I'm going to put up on the board is Gunnar Henderson. If you can get him over half a hit, I take it. If you can get it over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, I take it. So the 4 player prop bets we have, Rafael Devers over half a hit, Christian Yelich over half a hit, J.D. Martinez over half a hit, and Gunnar Henderson over half a hit. I'll put one more up on the board, Ketel Marte. Ketel Marte over half a hit. So that's 5 player prop bets we put up on the board. As for the game picks, I like Reds and Cardinals under 8.5. I like Cardinals money line. I like the Reds to cover plus 1.5. I've got Rockies and White Sox under 10.5 with the White Sox on the money line. Rockies plus 1.5. I do have the Yankees on the money line, but I'm going to take the Blue Jays plus 1.5. I have the Pirates plus 1.5, Red Sox on the money line, Brewers plus 1.5, Mets plus 1.5, Phillies on the money line, Dodgers on the money line, Giants plus 1.5, and the Mariners plus 1.5. Those the picks that were given out for today's action. Make sure you guys DM me if you missed any of the picks we just gave out. DM me on Instagram. I'll give you guys a link and a referral code for the SHARPZ app. All of my picks are available every day on the SHARPZ app. The ones I put up on the show and the ones that I bet on my own. SHARPZ is like a giant bulletin board. Every bet that I make automatically shows up on the SHARPZ app, so you never miss a pick. No matter the platform, no matter the type of bet, no matter the amount, they always show up there. Make sure you DM me if you want to see all of those picks. Forgive me for being a bit under the weather. Hopefully I get better and better by the day, as we expect to do shows every single day this week. And we are getting more and more into fantasy football, so make sure you bring your fantasy football questions, because for a number of you, the draft is only a few weeks away. Can't wait to talk sports with you guys again tomorrow. Until then, I hope you guys stay healthy. I hope you stay safe. I hope you have a wonderful Saturday afternoon. Enjoy a full slate of MLB, and I'll catch you again here tomorrow at 11 a.m. That's 11 a.m., everybody. Tomorrow, baseball, there is an 11:35 Pirates and Braves game. So because of that, I will be live at 11 a.m. 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's when we'll be live on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick, as well as Instagram Live on Sunday morning. 11 a.m. Sunday morning. Can't wait for it. I'll see you then. Goodbye, everybody.